Hey guys, if you recently built a B2B oriented app or business to business oriented web app using Bubble, here is a quick video to show you how you can use LinkedIn ads to generate traffic and future and possibly customers. I found a quick example on Bubble's showcase. So there's a company recently, there's a company called Verve, which is a team experience app, which was apparently the founder was built. So the founder built this app with Bubble and is a event organizing platform to help small to medium sized companies, HR professionals or office managers to organize team events for the company. So this is clearly a B2B oriented app, which is actually a great fit for using LinkedIn ads to drive traffic and customers. So I can show you, I can just do a quick showcase of how you can do that. So you can go to LinkedIn, obviously go to your LinkedIn profile and create a LinkedIn ads account by signing in here. And then what you can do is you can log into the LinkedIn Campaign Manager dashboard, add your card. In this demo, I haven't added my my card to our account, but you can quickly do that through the account settings section in the billing center here. And then next, what you can do is you can straight up setting up a campaign. So here there are 3 tabs with LinkedIn ads. So campaign group is the master or root folder of your campaigns. So you can group different campaigns into different campaign groups. For small businesses like yours or mine, we don't really need to have 2 granular campaign groups, but for bigger business or for entrepreneurs setting up a very huge campaign account, then you probably need to have more granular and clearly structured campaign groups. But for this demo, I'll just do a quick sort of a basic showcase. So you can go to new campaign group, and here you can just simply set up a new campaign. So let's use Verve as an example. So Verve, clearly that they target small to medium sized companies. Again, I haven't looked into the company and their target audience too much, so I'll just make some basic assumptions. I guess more importantly, it's really just the logic of how you can apply it to your own business. So here you can create a new campaign. So let's call it a test campaign for Verve. And next, what you can do is you can move on to the next step. Here, LinkedIn ads asks you to select the campaign objective. This is actually a really critical element for you to understand. So in the future, I'll create a lot more detailed videos for you to explain the main differences and how and which campaign type or campaign objective that you can use to get different performance results. So for example, website visits, engagement, are quite, or brand awareness are very cost efficient way to generate traffic as well as attract brand awareness, and it's a lot cheaper and cost effective to do so. However, if you have a particular conversion objective or sort of lead generation objective in mind, lead generation or website conversion objectives are actually more suitable, even though that they could cost a bit more expensive. They could be more expensive, but I'll explain that in a future episode. So here, let's say that we're gonna use website visits as our campaign objective, and here you can set your targeting options. So you can decide who and where you want to target based on the location of your target audience, or ICP, which stands for Ideal Customer Profile. So let's say that Verve, this company is looking to target anybody in the UK. So we obviously just select UK being the target location. And next, which is the most sort of unique and useful feature for LinkedIn ads. So you can target by specific demographic of the ICP that you want to target. So here you can select audience attributes. So here you can select the company, company category, industry, even company name specifically, company size, and as well as the your target audience sort of job demographics or information. So here let's do some changes here. This came with default. So here, let's say using Verve as an example, I wanted to target companies that's between 20 to 50, or let's say 20 to 100 size of companies. So that means that if we can select by audience attributes, we can select the company size. So let's say that we can select, so let's say 11 to 50 and 51 to 200. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you the granularity that I was looking for, but I think this is a good range to target if we want to target small to medium-sized companies. And I would go back. So here I've selected company size, and we can actually refine and narrow that down in further. So what we can do is we can go to audience attributes again. Let's say the target audience that we're targeting have specific job titles or job functions. So let's look at job functions. So here, what we can do is we can look at generic job functions, who they would be. So that would be HR related, so human resource. That's a great function to look at. Operation could be another one. Let's see. Yeah, I think these are the two kind of core functions that you want to target for a brand like, for a company like Verve, right? And so this is one way of doing it. By the way, as you can see that there is a or here in between these two filters. So what that means is that we would be targeting either company size of these size of companies, or the person work as with a job function of either human resources or operations. Here you can see that there is a target audience size estimated. Clearly this is too large. A sweet spot would be, well, there is a sweet spot. Rule of thumb is generally below 200K or ideally below 100K of audience size. So here what we can do is we want to use the word and instead of or. So what that would do will limit the audience that we're targeting for not only the company, the company has a size of these employees, but also the person that we're targeting has to work with a job function of human resources or operations. So as you can see here, the target audience size have been dramatically reduced. This is one way of doing it. However, what I want to do, in fact, is instead of targeting job functions, I wanted to target specific people who have specific job titles. So how do we do that? So what I can do is I can just remove that, and I can go back to audience attributes. I can select job experience again, and I can search for job titles. So here, what I can do is I can just do HR. Let's see what comes up. HR specialist, HR managers, human resource assistant. Rule of thumb that this job title might be a bit too senior for what we want to do with this test campaign, as we probably want to target ICPs or target audience who have more senior job titles, who are more like decision makers in the organizations. That will help us to convert, or basically getting the right traffic to our website, to the Verve website. Here, what I can do is I can continue to choose job titles. So human resource directors, human resource executive, consultant. Let's add coordinator too. And then as you can see, there's a bunch of recommendation in terms of job titles. And you can see that there's some interesting stuff such as talent. So what I can do is I can research talent. Okay, so now give us a bunch of other options. As you can see here, the target audience size have been dramatically reduced, which is a great thing. So we want to keep that the audience size smaller than 200K, and ideally smaller than 100K, but at the same time larger than 3 or 4K in general. So I think we have quite a few. So let's, depending on obviously the app that you want to promote, let's just add a few more. Specialist, talent manager, talent director, or director of recruiting. Actually, that might not be the right job title, as you know that as you have seen that Verve is a company that basically helps office managers or HR professionals to organize events. So let's go back. Let's adjust this. So I would remove anything that I would like to remove. Actually, talent might not be the right keyword here to search. So for now, I'll just keep it as human resource or office manager, as mentioned. So I can add office manager, project office coordinator. I saw one. Assistant office coordinator. Yeah. So now we have 150K. So what more can we do to reduce this? So reduce this number. So we can continue to narrow that down using other attributes. So here are a bunch of options that you can do. You can choose demographic, which I don't find very useful in general. Education, again, not so useful in my experience. Interest and traits. And you can actually choose if these people are specifically interested in particular groups or interests. So let's say that just a random example. Let's say that this person, I want the person to be having shown interest in, for example, let's say anything else, healthcare software or marketing software. So that will kind of narrow it down into people who has demonstrated interest in those areas. But for this particular test, we probably don't need that. Let's go back to job experience. Anything else? Job title. We use job titles. Okay, I think, yeah, this is good. So if the number of audience is too large, what we can do is we can reduce that even. So I'll remove specialist. So that indicates this person might not be currently in a position for particular companies. But again, like that's just a basic assumption. It might not be relevant. So I'll remove executive, who's relatively junior, consultant as well. So that leaves us with 51,000 audience, which is within the range of sweet spot. So I think it's good. So here, what I actually like to do is I would generally remove enable audience expansion because it would LinkedIn would, based on its algorithm, to show our ads to people who's outside of the core reach that we defined using these filters here. So here I generally just remove that, and then you can choose the ad format. You can choose what kind of ad that you want to show to your audience based on the objective that we set above. So generally speaking, single image ad is one of the cheapest format of ads for you to get the lowest cost per click in general. And carousel ads and video ads are generally more expensive. But I'll have a separate video to explain in more details of the difference between these different ads type. So here, and then we can scroll down and we can decide which sort of network that we want to show our ads to. So generally we just keep that in. And you also have the brand safety options here that you can select. And then you can select budget. So generally speaking, let's say if you are a small business and you have, let's say, £5,000 worth of budget that you want to use to drive traffic or customers to your website. So what you can do is, to keep it safe, you can set both daily and lifetime budget so that you basically set cap of how much budget that you want to spend for this campaign every day, as well as how much in total lifetime budget that you want to set for this campaign. So what I would do is, for a £5,000, let's say you have a monthly budget of £5,000, we can do is 5,000 divided by 30. So that will give us £166. Let's say you want to create several different kind of campaigns that's mixed with different ad type. So that will be single image, carousel, or video, etc. What you want to do is you don't want to spend that whole 160. What was it? I lost it now. 166 per day, all on one campaign. So what I can do is I can set a daily budget of £50 and a lifetime budget of £1,000. So what this will do is every day, maximum this campaign will only spend £50 of your budget, and in total this campaign across the lifetime it wouldn't spend more than £1,000. So this is kind of a safety guard to make sure that the campaign wouldn't overspend. And next is you can actually set up conversion tracking for your campaign. So for example, you can set add a conversion tracking on a thank you page of someone booking a demo of your app, or someone making a purchase. So this way you can track conversions and value and its value directly using LinkedIn ads. So here we don't actually need to do that since this is a basic sort of demonstration of it. And then all you do is you click save. And the next step is that you can create ad copies. So here what you can do is you can create a simple ad, type in the ad name, test. And then here what you do is you type in your ad copy. So for Verve, all I need to do is, as an example, I'll just copy the headline text that they have. And here, of course, you probably want to add something a lot more attractive as an ad. Here, I would use their homepage as a basic sort of demonstration. And then, obviously, as you can see here, I'm using the account, LinkedIn ads account of Plan and No Code. It's not relevant to Nerve, but make sure that you use the right account for the right ad, for the right campaign that you're creating. So here and then you can upload imagery, add headlines. So let's just do a test. You can even use Shutterstock. So let's say if I select a random image, obviously it's recommended to upload your own ad image that's well designed. So, but then for this demonstration, I'll just do this quickly. Okay, so now I've added the image to the ad. Give it a second to load. Okay, it didn't come through. Let me find an image so that we can use temporarily. Okay, so let's use a random image. So now I've added an image, and you can actually add the right file name so that it's easier to search later if you want to reuse it. So I'm going to add that image into my library. You can actually add 5 in one go to make things quicker. Again, in the future videos, I'll explain more tips and tricks of how to make the most of a LinkedIn ads. So here, as you can see that I can type in a headline. This is a headline, which will appear here. And description generally doesn't appear, but you can use that. This is a description. And then you can also add a call to action, which here, let's say request a demo. So as you can see, this is a preview of what the ad will look like. Unfortunately, the image that I uploaded wasn't working well. So let's try check mobile feed, see what it looks like. Okay, so I think because of the image that I uploaded wasn't specifically meeting the requirement. So what you want to do is, in fact, let's try a different image that's more squared. Let me see. In fact, I think it's probably just better. Let's say 1 by 1 image. So what I can do is go to images, find, let's say scenery. I'll choose a square image and I'll upload here. Let's try that. So in terms of ad sizing, generally speaking, there are a few sizes which you can do 16 by 9, 1 by 1, or vertical 9 by 16. So there are a few sizes. In a different video, I'll explain more about the sizing or spec of the imagery or video ads that you can use. So here, just a quick showcase of how it works. As you can see, the image has been added, even though the spec doesn't look correct. So let's try a different one. So if I do 16 by 9, choose a random image, something that is, let's see this one, if it works. So I'll try upload. Yeah, so it looks good. Hopefully it'll come up as 16 by 9. Give it a second. Yeah, so that looks all good. Generally speaking, 1 by 1 would also work. Somehow for this preview, it's not working, but as you can see, it does work in a way. So what I can do is I can save the ad. Once that's done, in LinkedIn ads generally recommend to add at least 5 ads to make sure the performance is at its optimal level. As you can see here that the billing information I haven't added, but you can always add that in your own account. And once you click next, and then you confirm everything, and then you just make sure that you add your payment method and click on agree and launch, your campaign will be launched. So yeah, so this is just a quick sort of walkthrough of how to create LinkedIn ads to drive traffic and customers to your website if you have a B2B app. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave your comment in this. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. And in the future, we'll share a lot more videos on LinkedIn ads and many other ad platforms to help you to generate traffic and attract more customers.